So are we gonna skip to Halloween or? We're gonna go ahead and do this one, but I'm gonna save anyway. Ooh. Oh, I love this music. It's a rendition of the Doki song, but in Halloween creepiness. Let me try to get my voice together to do a creepy sound. That refreshing Christmas in the air. The vibrant flurry of red and oranges and yellows gently swirling down from the treetops. It's definitely autumn. And with autumn comes Halloween. While I'm not into horror as much as I'm like Yuri, I've always enjoyed Halloween. Gives a good excuse to indulge in all the things horror, not to mention prank friends and enemies. Man, Sayori and I used to go all out on each other when it came to Halloween pranks. Oh. Foreshadowing. Speaking of, she's late as usual. Sayori, there you are. Hurry up or we'll miss out on all the fun. Oh, she's like a pirate. Oh, I'm going as fast as I can. I took a little nap after school, so I was putting on my costume. A little nap, huh? Something tells me that nap was more than just a cat nap. Well, you still look pretty nice at least. Oh, damn. A cowgirl, huh? I thought it was a pirate. Liking the Halloween twist on it. Has a really good vibe to it. You look great as well, Salty. I haven't seen you in a costume for ages. I wonder what he's at. It really brings back memories. Oh, thanks. Yeah, can you believe that I actually put effort into this? I laughed to myself, then I was thinking I'd outgrown Halloween, yet here I am. Well, you have to. It's Halloween after all. I just wonder what the others are going to look like. Her question lingers in my head as we make our way to school. Along the way, I spotted a couple of other people also dressed up. One guy doesn't look too out of the ordinary. Brown fedora, red and green sweater. It's his gloves that gives away. It sports a rare blades. That would be, what's his face? Crap, I can't remember his name. Freddy Krueger. Upon closer inspection, his face looked charred and burnt. Impressive makeup, to say the least. Siri flinched as she passes him. I don't like the look of that guy. I bet he'll give me nightmares. Whatever that was, an intentional pun or not, is up for debate. I get it. I got that reference. Ooh, look at them, Salty. I can't help but grin as I see what Sayori's pointing to. A group effort with one person in a brown Great Dane dog onesie. Next to him stands a nervous-looking guy with shaggy brown hair, while a confident-looking blonde man leads the pack, accompanied by two women. It's, Scooby-Doo. It's pretty in big contrast from the costume we saw beforehand. They walk to school feeling more like parades, with a variety of characters ranging from horror to cute western to eastern. A creepy-looking pale girl with jet black hair covering her face ambles past us without a word. Sayori clings to me. I'm guessing that's the ring. Why do people have to dress up so scarily? Well, it is Halloween. I know. It's just that some of these costumes and makeups are so convincing. I squeeze her hand gently. Sayori, they're just people having fun. Look, I'll say hello to the next. I'll say hello to the next one. You see, they're just celebrating Halloween. There's nothing to be afraid of. She doesn't look very convinced, but nods anyway. The next person walked by us doesn't look too scary. Kind of looks like a janitor with dark overalls and an expressionless white mask. It's Halloween guy, Michael Myers. Sure, the mask is a bit unsettling, but at least he... Okay, never mind. He's got a huge knife. The mask is actually based off of William Shatner. Like, that actual face is William Shatner's face, which is hilarious. Hey, nice costume. The masked man doesn't reply, although he does stop walking. Now he's just standing there, wordlessly, looking at us both. I don't think this is doing Sayori any favors. You, on your way to a party? No response. He tilts his head and his fingers fiddle the hilt of the knife. Well, Sayori tugs on my sleeve as the man carries on walking. Maybe he was a mime. Sure, let's go with that. The school grounds look completely different at night. While the lights out and the unusual noise absent, the whole building has a totally different vibe. I can't help but shiver slightly as we draw closer. It's crazy how the hustle and bustle of the place really brings it to life. With all that gone, the sleeping school looks like a typical haunted building you see in a horror movie. The windows, devoid of any light, are sinister and uninviting. The faint light of the moon basks the grounds in an ethereal glow. Either way, we must be the only students to break into a school to celebrate Halloween. Wow, that's pretty badass stuff to do. Hardly the most wild of places to break into, but the sight in front of me confirms that it's perfect for the festivities. Salty. Don't tell me you're scared, Sayori. Hey, you are too. Put my chest out in a comedic display of fox bravado. Am not. She playfully rolls her eyes. If you say so. By the way, where are the others? Right behind you. I can't help but let out a yelp of surprise at the unexpected voice, causing me to jump out of my skin. Meanwhile, Sayori is in a furious fit of giggles, shaking with laughter. Hey, what's so funny? Don't tell me you weren't scared either. I saw it coming. It's Monica! Monica holds an expression torn between sympathy and amusement. I don't know what that is. A witch? That's pretty, that's a good choice. That's a good choice for you. Sorry, Salty, but it was just too good an opportunity to pass up. You should have seen your reaction. I pull a face. Very funny. Nice costume, by the way. She does a twirl. Thank you. I was sure I wasn't going to go with it in the end. It felt weird putting on a costume. I mean, I wear those all the time. I can't even remember the last time I did anything for Halloween. I'm guessing this is the first time you've broken into school, huh? You shouldn't be proud of that, Salty. Aw, come on, Monica. Where's your rebellious teenage spirit? You're a witch after all. You're a witch after all. Aren't they meant to get up to mischief? Yeah, come on, it'll be a lot of fun. No one will find out. In all the excitement for preparation for Halloween, I totally forgot that Monica was a perfect student. It's kind of weird that they'd spend their day off at the school. I mean, how lame is this town they live in? The thought of breaking in, especially into school, must be completely foreign to her. Still, sometimes you gotta have a little fun. Today of all days as well. A wry smile works its way on her face. Just for today. As it turns out, breaking into a school is kinda easy. That or we just got lucky. We managed to find a window that's unlocked. The interior of the darkened school looks just as spooky as the exterior. My imagination is doing me no favors. Every sound we make seems exceedingly unwelcomed, like we're stumbling into the den of a monster. Even when Sayori and Monica are near me, I can't help but feel uneasy. I was all for the idea of breaking into school. But now that we're actually inside, it only just dawned on me how creepily darkened schools really are. I swear I heard a rumor that a couple of years ago a student committed suicide in this very school. Did she hang herself? Oh damn. I shiver as I simultaneously try to black out the memory and remember more of it. No, that wasn't it. She just disappeared one day. No traces of her, almost like her very being was just deleted. Gone like that. I mentally shake myself. No, that didn't happen. Those are just silly rumors that school kids like to spread to creep each other out. But a part of me can't help but imagine. What if that actually did happen? Would a ghost still be roaming these very halls, twisted with vengeance, prowling for victims? What if? Here we are! Monica's voice snaps me out of my spectral spiel. We're outside the club room. I can spot Yuri and Natsuki inside, poring over a pumpkin carving. It's a shame we're doing it in this room. Huh? Why? Well, it's Halloween, right? The classroom opposite to us is where the other students hung herself. Ooh. I freeze as Monica winks at me, opening the door. She did that on purpose. Hey, guys! You two look great. Yuri, she's a... I don't know. She's great. She's a widow. That should make Salty feel really good. Yuri blushes. It looks like she's gone from some sort of gothic vampire outfit, which gives her taste in horror and poetry. It's a real good fit. A widow. Thank you, Monica. It is quite enjoyable to express my love for horror. It is quite enjoyable to express my love for horror in this way. Poems are of course gratifying to write, but this makes a nice change. Sawyer wanders over, trying to figure out what Yuri is meant to be. Are you, a vampire? Yes, a gothic one, in the vein of Anne Rice's Vampires. It's not too dark, is it? Haha, relax, Yuri, it's Halloween. It's pretty much a day dedicated to horror. It's fitting. Haha, I really like yours as well, Natsuki. Pretty spooky. Kinda cheap. Oh, that should be your name for today. Say, what the heck are you? Nat Spooky! That's your new name. It's super fitting. Natsuki looks at Monika and Yuri in a desperate plea. And after getting no response, she sighs deeply and starts up again. Sayori! Yeah? This is literally the stupidest thing I've heard all day. Everyone but Sayori breaks out in laughter. Hey, that's super mean. Sorry, but it's the truth. But it's cute. Cute? I'm a skeleton. How in the world is that cute? It's Halloween. The day is supposed to be like the opposite of cute. Well, I wouldn't lie. That's a pretty fitting name, Nat Spooky. She grins. What was her name? Not Spooky, Natsuki, or Natsuki? Not Spooky? It rhymes better with Not Spooky. Sorry. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Yuri could have come up with a better nickname. Yuri. You're putting me on the spot here, Natsuki. In her credit, at least she didn't call her Not Spooky. Salty? It changed her name on the tag. Sorry, I really can't deny it. Sayori, her moment of glory. No, it did say, but was that just? I thought it said Not Spooky. Maybe it didn't. Fine, but only if you get to give her a dumb nickname too. Wait, Sayori, what exactly are you? A cowgirl, right? Sayori tips her hat down and adopts a southern cowboy drawl. It's high noon. Well, not a very good one. They're silent for a moment. If you listen closely, you can almost hear the tumbleweed go by. Fitting for a cowboy, at least. Sayori, it's midnight. It's high moon, then. You've been watching too many spaghetti westerns, Sayori. Spaghetti? Now I'm just hungry. Oh, this is part of the reason why I like Halloween. It really brings everyone together, even if the premise of the festivities is a bit dark. I figured you'd like Halloween the most, Yuri. It's pretty much a day dedicated to horror. Although it's pretty great seeing a skeleton, a cowboy, a vampire, and a witch all in the same room. But what's my character? Not exactly every day you get to see that. I just remember all the silly things we get up to, all the pranks, the scary movies. Yeah, it's pretty silly, but that's what makes it fun. Plus, I can't wait to scare you all with my ghost story. It's gonna be great. Aw, not spooky. Please don't make it too scary. We already passed a bunch of people in terrifying outfits on the way here. This horrid guy with gloves made of knives. Uh-oh. Yuri smiles softly. No surprise she recognizes the character. You won't sleep well tonight, will you, Sayori? Sorry, Sayori. Can't make any promises. We all share a collective laugh at Sayori's pout. Speaking of festivities, I brought something that I believe would contribute to the intoxicating nature and mysticism of Halloween. It's rather decadent, but since it's a special occasion, too many damn big words. Yuri slides a slender black wine bottle out of her bag. Oh my god, we're getting drunk? A glass takes on an alluring shine beneath the fluorescent light. Now it's a freaking party! I was able to find a nice Chianti. Yuri! Is that apple cider, Yuri? No, I think that's wine. I've done something wrong again, haven't I? No. I don't think alcoholic drinks are allowed on school grounds now, are they? Not to mention that we're underage anyway. Although, that's never really going to stop anyone from drinking. I'm sorry, I just thought that given that we're trespassing anyway. I don't know what I was thinking, and now the atmosphere is ruined too. It's fine, Yuri. At least you didn't bring it during a regular club meeting. Should be careful not to let anyone catch you with it. I have to admit, though, you're the last person I would have expected to bring something like that here. Here you must be under the influence of witching hour or something. There's still an hour or so until the witching hour. You know what I mean. Hey, it's okay. It just adds to the story. The story? Yeah, you know, the story that we'll be telling people later about tonight. Hey, you better leave that spooky stuff out of it. Nope. Sayori. Not spooky. Alright, cut it out, you two. To be honest, though, I'm a bit curious about how the wine tastes. Yeah, there you go, Monica. Oh, come on, Monica. Aren't you supposed to be the responsible one here? Nah, let her have her night. Let her have her night. You're right. She casts a wistful gaze at the wine as she says that, and though. Sayori Natsuki seems to be glancing at the bottle, curious as well, while Yuri hesitantly stows it back into her bag. Okay, everyone. Let's move along to the main event, shall we? Who wants to share their poem first? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm gonna go ahead and save again. We always do Monica first. Whoa. It's kind of doing the whole experimenting with the space thing. Revere. I wake up. Cold. Black night, silent and still. I fall to my knees, splintered in my hands. Dust in the air. Cold. Where am I? I reach for the light I need. Is it there? The switch is pressed. I feel the warmth of my face, my hand, and my arms, and I wake up. It's dark all over. Cold. Silent and numb. I reach my hand out. I have no eyes to see. But I can feel it. I press the switch. The warmth fills me. The dark comes again. I die again. I wake up. Noise in my ears. Voices. Cold. I reach out and feel. Nothing. Where is it? Was it real? Was it here? Everyone reaches, but nobody can touch it. The dark comes again. We all die again. I wake up. Here again. I think it's a computer switch. Like, the switch is the life of somebody playing the game, Doki Doki Literature Club, and when the darkness is when they turn the game off. If you remember in the final chapters of the original Doki Doki, when she's like, I hate it when you turn off the game because it's just dark, and I hate it, so... I think that's what it was. Monica bows. Ooh, got a new song. Monica bows a little bit after she finishes. I'm all over what she's reading. I don't really get it. That sounds like something Yuri would have written. Oh, is it that bad? Oh, is that a bad thing? Of course not. What does reverie mean? I don't think I've ever heard it before. It's an English word that means something like having a pleasant daydream. But it comes from a French word that means madness. Appropriate for Halloween, isn't it? Monica's smile. It looks a bit more sinister than normal somehow. How cultured. Yuri looks a little distressed as the implication of Natsuki's sarcasm, the idea that Monica's poem sounds like something she might have written. Do both meanings relate to the poem? You could say that. What do you mean? Reflects on how a blissful act can make the pain go away. For a little while. Interesting. Let's do... Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by its toe. If it hollers, let it go. My mama chose me to pick the very best one, and you are it. My old friend. That might be me. There's a dark and hollow thing that follows close into my... There's a dark and hollow thing that follows close into my... clings. It sticks to me and turns and turns. When I spin around to discern, in the dark and the deep, the faintest shape that I keep. It goes away when sunlight shines. The sun shines sweet and warm and kind. But does it really? Is it gone? Or does it secretly keep on? Is it really hiding there? Staring from beneath the chair? Glaring from atop the stair? Nowhere but yet everywhere? In the corner, in the gap, I stare in and it looks back. Weighing, weighing, weighing down. Draining, draining, draining out. That was very interesting, Sayori. I always enjoyed seeing a poet step out of their comfort zone a little bit, especially when it comes to writing horror. What do you mean? You typically don't write dark poems, correct? Unless I've misinterpreted. No, you're right, Yuri. There was a real change of pace, and it was fun. Ah, well, I'm glad my suggestion has gone down well then. I figured it'd be fitting for the occasion. Haha, don't give her too much praise. She'll start thinking she's the next Stephen King. Hey! I'd be a great horror writer. Actually, no, wait, I wouldn't. I'm not big on, like, you know, actual scary stuff. Oh. At first I thought that shadow was a person. I was like, oh, dude. It's a shadow, I think. Oh, no, it's a hat. It's a hat. Okay, that's it. That's what creeped me out. Makes sense. What's this poem about, anyway? Oh! Well, it's about whatever you think it's about. Are you trying to sound like Yuri? Oh, silly. I didn't write it with a specific thing in mind. It can be whatever... It's about whatever you fear the most. Hiding away. Always there. Never leaving. Even when you think it's all sunshine and rainbows. Like depression. And never truly goes away. So it can be whatever you think it is. A terrible secret. A scary monster. A childhood fear of the dark. It could be made up. And otherwise the old friend or whatever. Because she's had this depression with her basically her whole life. Damn, that's dark. It could be made up, or it could be real. It doesn't just scare you. Maybe whatever it is, it drains you as well. Bit by bit. And whatever makes it scary is knowing it's always there. Holy crap. Safe to say that no one expected that from her. The temporary silence in the room confirms that. Natsuki frowns, evidently nonplussed by what she has heard. Even the cool, calm, collected Monica just looks a little taken aback. Yuri, on the hand, smiles contentedly, seeming unfazed by the somber explanation coming from Sayori's mouth. Wow. Okay, it's not just me who didn't see that coming, right? Laughter fills the classroom. I mean it. I mean it, Sayori. Your use of metaphors and use of darker thematic imagery was very refreshing to see. Just do me a favor and don't turn it into another Yuri, okay? Natsuki. Kidding, kidding. It was great, Sayori. Aw, you guys. Okay. I don't have a coin or anything. Let's just do Natsuki. We actually get to read a Natsuki poem. I don't think we have since this whole playthrough. The dark. Sometimes I lie awake at night, sitting in a room devoid of light, and think about the monsters waiting in the dark. I can't even imagine what they look like. Maybe sharp claws and skin lined with spikes. Maybe a mouth that could swallow me whole. Maybe red eyes that could pierce my soul. They could eat me right now if they wanted, yet they wait. Waiting for me to close my eyes. Waiting for me to dream of the light. Waiting for the perfect moment to strike. But now I'm thinking about the monsters and I'm still lying awake in the dark. Yeah, I know, it's not great. It's actually pretty good. Actually, I quite like it, Natsuki. It's pretty obvious that horror is something out of your comfort zone. But you did an exceptional job at combining your style of writing with horror. Fear is a very complex emotion, so it's challenging putting it into simple words, but I'd say you did quite well. I would have to agree with Monica. Fear itself isn't something that is meant to be completely understood. The complexity behind what a person fears and why they're afraid of it is almost unfathomable. Your poem is about the fear of the dark, or more specifically, a fear of the unknown, yes? Yeah. Just, I don't like not knowing what's there. I don't like the not feeling safe. My poem is all about how your imagination plays tricks on you when you're in the dark. You know, there's no such thing as monsters, but you can never be completely sure. That's what scares me. The uncertainty. That's what scares most people. That's kind of how the whole fear works. I can relate. But as I was saying, it's certainly a feat encapsulating something as complex as fear into 4 simple stanzas. Natsuki smiles proudly. What can I say? I'm good at what I do. What can I say? I'm good at what I do. That's what she... Yeah, well done, that's spooky. Sayori, if you say that one more time, I'll... Anyway, moving on. That's fun. Now we got to go Yuri and ethereal. Somber sounds of midnight malice float around a chasted chalice, riding otherworldly winds, letters torn from nails pinned. A looming figure takes my hand, leading me through with sympathy canned. Cumbersome weights ride my shoulders with the serenity of falling boulders. Their words are muffled by lament, False reassurance failed to dent. The fierce facade of fleeing figures, time is lost, no longer here. Cobalt never fractured soul, with the luminance of coal. Clacking footsteps from below. Echo, 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 echo. For a moment, the room is silent. Oh no, I went too far, didn't I? Oh no, it's just the kind of thing we're looking for. Would you like to tell us what you were thinking of when you wrote this? Okay. Yuri takes a deep breath. It's a bit hard to describe, but sometimes there are nights where my mind just seems to be full of noise. Nights where I can hear... She treads off absent-mindedly. Did she just caught up in her own poem that much? Hey, Earth to Yuri. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get sidetracked. It's okay, Yuri. Don't feel like you have to rush. Yeah, take your time. Right. Well, I was saying, I wanted to try and capture the feeling one might have on a bit of a dark night. Wait, aren't all nights dark? It's a metaphor, Sayori. I think Yuri's trying to talk about when people are going through a difficult time. That's right, Salty. The dead of night can be very fickle. It can be a peaceful time if the world around us winds down. But sometimes being alone with our thoughts can be terrifying. The poem was an attempt to reclaim some of that darkness. Well, I think you did a good job with that, Yuri. Now let's pop out the wine! Yeah, I really liked it. You did? Thank you. Yay! Alright guys, all your poems have been pretty good so far. But just wait till you hear my poem. An evil grin stretched across my face as I whip out my own poem. If you're this confident, I'll be looking forward to your recitation. Did you put extra effort into this one, Salty? Well, not quite. What's that supposed to mean? It's not a poem that I wrote myself. Salty. But I promise you that it's very appropriate for the occasion. This is a poem that has an urban legend attached to it. Suppose if you read it out loud, you'll be cursed so that something tragic happens to you. Maybe your death. Ah, Salty, that's so scary. I know, right? It's great. The poem is titled Tamino's Hell, written by a poet named Saijo Yoso. You're supposed to write your own poems, you dirty cheater. It just so happens that this poem that I will be reading to you all at this very moment. Salty, don't do it. What if something bad really happens to you? Pfft, yeah, right. It's called an urban legend for a reason, you know. If it's just a legend, as if something that's not real. Still, I'd like to see the data on all the people who've read the poem so far. And statistically speaking, it's likely that something tragic will eventually happen to you anyway. But damn. Well, I find that there's always elements of truth behind these stories, though. Of course, this truth must not reflect the literal meaning of the stories and legends. However, they're likely a message behind the legend. Yeah, I'm not gullible enough to believe in any of that stuff, though. Alright, guys, let's settle down. You can all voice your thoughts after I read it. Tamino's Hell. Elder sister vomits blood, younger sister breathing fire, while sweet little Tamino just spits up the jewels. All alone does Tamino go, falling into that hell, a hell of utter darkness without even flowers. Is Tamino's big sister the one who whips him? The purpose of the scourging will hang dark in his mind? Lashing and thrashing him? Ah, but never quite shattering. A unsure path to Avicii, the eternal hell. Into the blackest of hells guide him now, I pray, to the golden sheep, to the nightingale. How much did he put in that leather pouch, to prepare for his trek to the eternal hell? Spring is coming to the valley to the wood, to the spiraling chasm of the blackest hell. The nightingale in her cage, the sheep aboard the wagon, and terrors well up in his eyes of sweet little Tamino. Sing, O nightingale, in the vast misty forest, he screams he only misses his little sister. His wailing desperation echoes throughout hell. A foxy peony opens in golden petals. Down past the 7 mountains and 7 rivers of hell, the solitary journey of sweet little Tamino. If it's in this hell they be found, then they come to me, please, those sharp spikes of punishment from Needle Mountain. Not just on some empty whim, his flesh pierced with blood-red pins. They serve as house signposts for sweet little Tomino. Not sure if it's just me overthinking it, but I feel a strange chill running down my spine after reading that. Salty! That was seriously too scary. I didn't feel too scared about that. It was alright. I should probably downplay it, at least for Sayori's sake. I have to agree with Sayori. I have a very creepy, old-fashioned feel to it. After hearing that, I would doubt that something bad looms in your future. I wouldn't doubt. Monica. Personally, I found that poem quite beautiful. Of course, it's certainly eerie, but there are a lot of symbolism and metaphors I could pick out just from hearing that one reading. I think that I'll have to look into the poem more in my free time. You guys think that was scary? It's pretty meh in my opinion. The poem was clearly trying too hard to be edgy and smart. If I may respectfully disagree, the tone and word choice of the poem matches its content. If not written that way simply to be edgy, I hope they don't fight. After all, if I understood it correctly, Tomino was banished to hell for murdering his own parents. Eh? How'd you get that out of the poem? Well, it mentions that Tomino is on the way to Vinci, the lowest of hells in Buddhism. And killing one's parents is the only way that you get sent there. Oh well, whatever. I still don't like it. Well, you guys can disagree, or you guys can agree to disagree. But whether you like the poem or not, you have to agree that it is the legend attached to it that's pretty interesting, right? I mean, I guess. Something I'm gonna have to keep an eye on you from now on, just in case the legend comes true. So there's probably a bigger chance that something bad will happen to you first, given how clumsy you are. Hey! We all share a laugh with Sayori joining in after a moment of pouting. Guys, this has been so enjoyable. It's fun to scare your friends with silly pranks, and dressing up is a lot of fun. Although, I don't really like horror that much. It's just so scary to think what could be up there. Oh, stop being a chicken, Sayori. Hey, you're the one who got scared by Monica earlier. The girls all laugh at my expense as I let out a groan. She's never gonna let me live that one down. Touché. Anyway, it's ghost story time, right? I don't really know many ghost stories, to be honest. Sorry, but I looked on the internet to find some. Mostly were super long, like this one about a... what was it? Some kind of sleep experiment? The Russian sleep experiment. I don't know that. Sayori, you're rambling. Oh, oops. Sorry, I'm new to telling scary stories. I'm curious though, guys. What sights or sounds scare you? I'll be honest with you. Silence scares me. Me too. I don't like it. I hate the silent. Silence scares me, especially after I've read a gripping horror story. Is it just me, or who finds reverse music really creepy? Don't you have... isn't there an Easter egg about reverse music with you on the original Doki Doki? My piano teacher showed me a few reverse piano pieces at once. It was just felt wrong to listen to. Especially where there's vocals. You start hearing things that aren't there. Huh. I don't know. Come on, Atsuki, there has to be something out there that creeps you out. You'll just laugh. We won't. She's right, Natsuki. We're all shared. We've all shared. What is it? Natsuki averts her eyes, talking to the floor. The noise that children's toys make. It's like when I come home alone and think of, like, a jack-in-the-box playing by itself. It creep you guys out, too. Nah, I'm with you. I always found anything to do with children scary, especially in the dark. The sounds of babies crying, for example. Normally it's annoying, but if I hear it in the dark and there was no one else around, I shiver. Well, it's fitting you mentioned that, Sayori. Wait, well, it's fitting you mentioned that, Salty. Don't you remember that argument we had on Halloween back when we were like 10? No. Sorry, where is this going? We were both on our way to a Halloween party. It was pretty quiet out, so you could hear everything. I heard the sound of a baby crying, but it wasn't coming from inside anyone's house or anything. There weren't many people in the streets either, and it definitely wasn't one of them. It was coming from down a dark alleyway. A chill runs down my spine as I remember exactly what incident she's talking about. I remember I wanted to go out and investigate. I was scared it was a toddler in danger. But you didn't let me. You were too chicken to... Hey. Okay, we were just in a rush. But anyway, pretty creepy, right? But could have been a child in danger. You probably should have at least looked into it. I mean, a kid all alone in a dark alley is not good. I guess I can kind of see what you mean about babies crying being creepy. I was a bit scared myself. Looking back, I'm glad you convinced me not to go. Guess being a wimp has its perks, huh? Yuri, Sayori, and Natsuki all laugh. Monica, however, looks like she's been slapped in the face. Guys, do you not realize how lucky you were? Eh? Oh god, you guys have no idea. What? Sayori, did anything seem a bit off about the baby's cry? Sayori scrunches up in her face in an attempt to recall. No, not really. Well, it did sound a bit repetitive though. Like the cries didn't change much. Monica's voice shakes as she replies. Guys, that's what serial killers do to lure out young women. I can't help but burst out laughing. What pretends to be a baby? Well, I mean, I could see it. I've never heard that myself, but you know, women have the motherly instinct. And I imagine a serial killer who would have that kind of hunting prowess would probably use that to their advantage, so. What? Pretending to be a baby's? Come on, Monica. You had me going for a second there, but you kind of ruined the punchline. She looked straight into my eyes. No, Salty. They record a clip of babies' cries and hide the speaker in a dark place. They prey on women's maternal instinct, yeah, because they know they're attracted to the sound of infants in distress. The laughter dies on my lips as a cold, sickening silence takes its place. Oh my god. That's why the cries didn't sound natural. To just record a small segment and replace it over and over. It all makes sense now, the unnatural cries in the dark alleyway. A meticulous calculated effort to ensnare an unsuspected victim. Wait, hang on. Didn't Miss Kasumi go missing around that time? Miss Kasumi used to teach Sayori and I a long time ago. What happened to her exactly? Sayori shrugs. We were told that she moved away suddenly to work in a different part of the country, right? People used to spread really scary, horrible rumors about what happened to her, but they don't really make sense. Hang on. She had a child of her own that year, didn't she? Oh gosh, she did. My parents wouldn't really discuss her, whatever I asked. They were super dismissive of the whole thing. I always wondered why. Oh my goodness. Wait, you guys actually believe that? Everyone looked at Natsuki shocked. Oh, come on. There's no way you guys almost walked into a trap. Besides, that's just an urban legend. What happened to their teacher then? She just disappeared. Salty parents refused to talk about it. I don't know about you, but that just seems pretty convenient for the story. Well, maybe something are better left off unanswered, though. Although I do hope Sayori and I are just misremembering. Well, on that cheerful note, how about we move on to the next story? Damn, that was kind of dark. I'd like to nominate Natsuki. My story? Natsuki, do you not have one? Hey, I never said that. I do, but it's just, I got it off the internet. I don't like horror. So if it's bad, it's not my fault, okay? Natsuki clears her throat. And he's right about these two friends named Aoi and Nariko. Besides, there was a rumor going around their high school about people seen going in and out of abandoned house on the outskirts of town. Most people thought they were just drug dealers, but some swore by the fact that this house was being used by a cult for some sort. Aoi and Nariko were pretty outgoing and adventurous, so they decided one night to check the place out. They get to the house and it's pitch black out. Luckily, Aoi had brought a flashlight for the two of them. Nariko, on the other hand, brought a knife with her just in case they ran into any trouble. They go inside and the place reeks. We're talking Salty's room level of stinks. Hey! Everyone burst out laughing. Is that really necessary? Sorry, I had to. Anyway, they look around a bit. They find the door to the basement. The stairs in the second floor the stairs to the second floor, things like that. Finally, they get into the kitchen and find the source of the smell. There's some weed on the table. It looks to be recently used. Weed? Like smoking weed? This confirms Aoi's suspicion that it's just a drug dealer, and she wants to leave. Naruko, on the other hand, just wants to snoop around for a bit. Probably smoke some pot. They get into an argument with each other. When Naruko calls Aoi a coward because she thinks Aoi wants to leave since she's afraid of the rumors. Then Naruko goes, "Yeah, well, if you're not afraid, then go down in the basement." Aoi gladly accepts and walks over to the basement door. As soon as she opens it, she feels a sharp pain in her back. Before she can react, she gets punched down the stairs. She tumbles down the stairs, and once she hits the bottom, she realizes she can't feel her legs. Her vision is blurred, but she can barely make out a figure standing on the top of the stairs with a knife. The last thing Aoi hears before she passes out is Naruko's footsteps as she descends down the stairway, and an old grisly voice said, "This one will do nicely." The very next day, Naruko and Aoi call in sick. It's kind of a shame, really, because they missed out on all the talk on how someone heard strange animal-like growling coming from the old abandoned house on the outskirts of town. So yeah, hope you liked it or whatever. What happened to Naruko and Aoi at the end? They didn't die, did they? Use your imagination. Nice story, Natsuki. Cults usually provide good fodder for horror stories. Indeed, I've read quite a few novels involving cults. Doesn't Portrait of Molotov involve something like that? Something similar, yes. Something similar, yes. I forgot their voices. I've been doing it wrong. Okay. Speaking of Yuri and horror stories, how about you go next, Yuri? Me? Alright then. Give it your best shot. You're walking alone on a pale autumn night. The moon is graceful, casting her light down below like snowdrops. As you continue down the path, something shambles behind you. You turn around to look at what it might be, but all you see is a cluster of leaves rustling by the pale air. Slowly returning, you've noticed the lights in every house around you going out, then flickering before fully extinguishing. With tentative steps, you advance towards one of them to investigate. Just as you're about to reach the window, you hear something snapping behind you. A broken twig and all that remains. Uncertainty floats around inside your head. You incautiously start walking faster away from the suburbs. Eventually you find solace in silence, the only sound behind your heartbeat. It's quiet. Nothing bad seems to be happening now. In fact, nothing at all seems to be happening. Confused, you look around and see that you're in front of your house in the street. No one is stirring, nor all these are lights. Gently placing towards your house, you go through the door. The lights are on, the television is on, but no one in sight. This is unusual. You were expecting your parents to be home tonight. Had they gone out without telling you? No, that couldn't be it. They'll always let you know when they'll be. You pull out your phone and open up your contacts to give them a call. However, no one is registered in there anymore. No matter how hard you try, you can't call out to them. Suddenly, there's a heavy knock on the door. You peer through the keyhole but see no one. Another knock. Another. You cautiously open the door, but there's still no one there. No one anywhere. How did this happen? Why are you alone in this piercing silence? Silence so loud it fills the air. You do not know, and there isn't any way for you to find out. That's it? What a dumb story. Nothing even happened. What were the scary monsters and stuff? There is no greater fear than the unknown, Natsuki. Sharp claws can be prepared for. Enigmatic silence cannot. What's more fearful, something you know is coming for you, or feeling safe when you're in fact not? Quite a somber note to end your story on, Yuri. We can always count on you for a good horror tale, huh? Anyway, I'll go next. Uh-oh. Although, a scary story. Now that I think about it, I don't think I've come up with a ghost story before. I haven't read too many horror stories either. Well, I guess that isn't a surprise. Just make one up. That'll be fun. Well, I can say I've tried that. I can't say I've tried that before. Are you trying to get out of telling a story? Of course not. Now that I think about it, this is one I've ever heard of. Monica's expression turns serious. The mood in the room turns serious. She uses the same intensity she did for when she read her poem, and everyone quiets down. 1 second. My throat. I don't have any drink with me today. A number of years ago, Tanabata had come along as it does every year. It's the story of a lost little girl. Where am I? She cried. She cried and cried, hoping desperately she could find someone to help her. But the little girl was alone. Nobody could hear her. But just as all hope seemed lost, she heard a voice. Isn't the night wonderful? The girl looked up. Where before there was nobody was now a man in an elegant yukata. He wore what looked like a no mask, but it was completely blank. Behind the man stood a stall, masks and lanterns of all sorts hanging from it. How rude of me, the man had admonished himself. Welcome, dear customer. Your heart seems unhappy. Why not take a look at my wares, the man said as he gestured to the mask behind him. Reminds me of the happy mask salesman. Please take one that will bring a smile to your face. The girls looked at the mask. There were ones that looked frightening, ones that looked strange, one that looked exotic, and many others. How about your mask, mister? The girl asked. I'm sorry, but this mask is very special. It's not for sale. The girl looked sad. I like that mask. It looked really cool. The man laughed softly. It has been called many things, but this is perhaps the first time it's ever been called cool. Would you like a fruit? The man asked. Picked one from the tree behind him. They're sweet and delicious. The girl reached to take it, but the man pulled his hand back. Ah, they're not for children. The girl was confused. But just tonight, it should be fine, he said as he offered his hand once again. In the festival of the night, children can become adults, and adults become children. Is that true? Asked the girl, and the man assured her it was. The girl took the fruit and bit into it. It was unlike anything she had ever tasted before. It was almost overwhelming, but the flavor was wonderful. It's good, the girl said happily. The man laughed again. I'm glad you think so. There's plenty, so please eat all that you like. As she ate, the man took down a mask. What about this one? The girl took the mask. It looks like me, but she looks like a princess, the girl said in awe. Do you like it? Please take it. What about money? Asked the girl. I don't need money. Instead, I would like to be friends. Is that okay? Of course, the girl agreed. But from now on, we're friends. I'm glad, the man said with gratitude. Why not put on your mask? The girl did so. She was overcome with a strange feeling. Why is it? She asked. At last, long I have dreamt of this moment, my dear. My Eve, my only friend. The man smiled behind his mask as he spoke out of the light of the stars beginning to fade. For it is the festival of the night where children become adults and adults become children. Let it be known. Another unconventional horror story, I see. Wait. For it is the festival of the night where children become adults and adults become children. Let it be known. I don't get it. Did he steal her youth? I don't know. Another unconventional horror story, I see. Yep. I guess monsterless horror stories are more popular than you think. I rather like the mysterious tone myself. It's very reminiscent of the style of Asian horror stories. You guys have a weird sense of what's scary. This story isn't necessarily meant to scare you to death. Spirits don't have to just be frightening, you know. Well, it is Halloween. Aren't things supposed to be scary today? But Halloween is fun too, not just scary. Alright, you guys, break it up. Let's just all agree to disagree then. Monica smiles gratefully at me, while Natsuki shoots me a disgruntled look. Anyway, I guess it's my turn to tell a story. So this is something that actually happened to a friend of mine. Oh, really? Yes, really. So it happened to Sayori then? Huh? The story's about me? Is that true, Salty? What? No, it's not. Let's just get on with the story, shall we? Right, anyway. So this friend of mine lived alone in an apartment building. He lived in the downstairs area and loved to party all night, and one night he was out as usual. However, when he stumbled back home in the early hours of the morning, he realized that he lost his key, and it was locked out of his apartment. So he ended up having to call his landlord, who was pissed at having to wake up in the middle of the night to let him back in. But in the end, he was able to get home safely, so that's all that mattered, right? I am certainly related to that comforting feeling. Right, but when he got inside, he noticed that his keys were actually on his nightstand. So he didn't lose them at all. They were an extra set that his landlord lent him? Nope. He was able to recognize them by the keychain he attached to it. So, that's it? Pretty much, yeah. What's so scary about that? He was inside his own house this entire time! Guess you haven't realized it yet, huh? What do you mean? The apartment was locked when he got back, right? Yeah, I got that part, but his keys were still in the apartment. So how do you suppose he locked them in? Huh? Someone must have got into his apartment and placed them inside, then locked the door themselves from the inside. And the only set of keys were my friend's and his landlord's, so whoever it was who brought his keys back was still in the apartment when he got home. But who was it then? He never found out. Huh? You're gonna make me permanently paranoid. That was quite an enjoyable story, Salty. Although it was short, the realization at the end definitely made up for that. Plus, the story calls for the real fear of things like squatters, stalkers, and killers. Who knows, maybe one of us has a squatter living in our own home. Hidden away, never to be found. Stop right there, I don't ever want to think about that. Okay, that story wasn't half bad. Glad you all liked it. I'll have to admit, that has been pretty fun, guys. Yeah, it really was. We should do this sort of stuff more often. Sayori, Halloween only comes around once a year. Oh yeah. If I may make a suggestion? We all turn to look at her. Well, as it's fitting for the mood, would you like to try the Kokuri-san game? Well, what's that? Are we going to be a corpse party kind of thing? Oh, that a Ouija board thing. Uh-oh. Isn't that just some urban legend? Only if you believe it is, Natsuki. Ouija board stuff. Oh, on other hands, though, it's not very hard to scare me. I'm a bit skeptical about ghosts. Although I've heard from a lot of people that messing around with that dark arts is a dangerous business. I mean, we're in a dark school late at night, and no one else around. If we really open a portal for the malevolent spirits to enter our world, who knows what could happen. Nah, it's a bit too far-fetched. At least if the spooky ghost kills me, I won't have to do that math homework that I've been procrastinating for weeks. Seems a lot more tempting now. Can you tell us more, Yuri? Of course. So Kakuri-san is the name of the spirits we'll summon. The name comprises 3 animals, a fox, Koke, a dog, Ku, and a raccoon, Rie. I know I butchered that. Each animal represents something different. For example, the dog is loyal and protecting, while the fox is a trickster or a teacher. You can ask Kakuri-san different things. You can ask whoever loves you, whatever you will be rich. You can ask who loves you, whatever you'll become rich, etc., etc. Hang on. You can ask it anything? Devilish smile crosses her face. Why don't we ask Kakuri-san where we're all going to die? Yuri looks aghast, nervously fiddling with a strand of hair. Natsuki, there are questions you shouldn't ask. And that's one of them. Nah, come on, Yuri. This is the perfect time for it. I don't think you realize what you're getting into. There are many stories of people messing around with spirits, all ending with awful consequences. Ah, come on, Yuri. Besides, it's part dog. If it starts trying to possess someone, we can just throw a stick for it. Ha ha ha. Also, it's a Shinto spirit, not a demon or a ghost. That Spooky is the one wearing a bone outfit. We all know dogs love bones. So it's just her who has to worry. Natsuki would have made a wonderful Medusa with a death glare like that. Well, seeing as we've already broken in and have some illegal contraband of our own. She shoots a wink at Yuri. He ducks her head down, blushing. Adding an animalistic wraith into the mix? Well, might as well. Yeah, that's the spirit. Thought you were scared. Okay, then. Let's begin the preparations. With the ritual set up, the candles dimmed, we're ready to go. We also had to open a window, which according to Yuri allows the spirit to enter and exit. The ambient noise from outside permeates the room, adding to the atmosphere within. So what happens now? Place the coin on the red gate. Do I get to actually do this? The torii is where the spirit enters and exits. Now everyone, please place your index finger on the coin. After a bit of crowding, we manage to squeeze the tip of everyone's finger onto the coin. Be careful not to let go of the coin. What happens if we do? Oh, please don't. Fine, let's get on with this already. Alright. Yuri visibly composes herself and continues. Kakuri-san, if you're here, please move the coin. At first, nothing happens. Just as Natsuki thought, a silly urban let. No way. There's no way the coin just moved. My eyes have to be playing tricks on me. The coin, initially on the red torii, slowly slides across to yes. Ooh. Did you guys see that? Even Natsuki's a stare of disbelief. Alright, who did that? Real jokesters you are, very funny. The crickets outside can be heard clearly in the silence that follow. No one steps up to claim responsibility for the coin's movement. Wow, so that's how it's gonna be, huh? Whoever it was, just tell us already. More crickets. Fine, I'm not bringing cupcakes anymore until someone admits to it. But not spooky. And stop calling me that. I bet it was Yuri. She was the one who suggested this. Me? I would never. Huh. Guess Yuri is a scaredy cat. It wasn't me either. Yeah, so Yuri's a scaredy cat too. So that leaves Salty and Monica. Natsuki, have you considered that maybe it really is Kakuri-san's moving the coin? Yeah, right. There's no such thing as ghosts. Kakuri-san is a spirit, not a ghost. Same difference. Well, all I have to say is that I didn't do it. Natsuki skeptically glares, causing me to hurry on. But I know that there's got to be some sort of scientific explanation for this. I can't seriously witness the paranormal, can I? Okay, Einstein, what's your scientific explanation for this, then? I'm working on it. It has to be one of us doing it. It has to be one of us doing it. I know we don't know. 1 second. I know. Why don't we ask Kakuri-san something that Salty and I couldn't have known? Given that you seem to suspect us the most. Okay then, Sayori, ask it something. But what should I ask? I don't know, anything that Salty and Monica couldn't have known. Oh, I know. Kakuri-san, can you please tell me what I have on the top shelf of my refrigerator? What kind of question is that supposed to be? Sorry, I guess I'm kind of hungry. Bandit peters out as we expectantly watch the coin. Suddenly, the curtain jerks a little to the right. Natsuki squints as she scrutinizes each of our faces. Meanwhile, the rest of the girls' eyes seem to be glued to the coin. Yuri's face is blanching at every moment. Can't talk now. Everyone seems to await with bated breath as the coin slowly inches over to the letter R. A. Suri eyes widen while Yuri even so slightly backs away from the paper. The coin carries on moving. Ramen? They're leftovers. Sayori, you've really got to eat more healthily. But it's so good. Should we really be using Kakuri-san to answer such frivolous questions? That wasn't frivolous at all. We were all proving whether or not it was one of us moving the thing. And now you have your answer. None of us moved it. Wait, so is it that's supposed to mean it was Kakuri-san who moved it? Monica seems awfully cheerful at this revelation. Man, Monica, does anything faze you? I've just been in much scarier scenarios than this. What? Plus I got to stay confident as the president, you know. I see. I mean, she has been into the void of nothingness. Oh, wow. So Kakuri-san is real then? Oh, I try to get you all to take this seriously. I mean, you really can't blame us for thinking that this was all fake. I do still think there's a trick to this. Natsuki, Whatever. If you want us to take this seriously, then take this to a serious place. If you want us to take this seriously, then I'll take this to a serious place, right? Natsuki. Kakuri-san, Kakuri-san, what is the date of my death? Ooh. Yuri throws me a slight look as we all wait for the coin to move again. Her finger feels cold as ice against mine. Slowly, the coin moves from the letter N, inches over to the numbers. 31. 10. 2018. That's today. Bye-bye, Natsuki. I don't like this anymore, guys. Some questions are better off not being asked. That can't be true, right? Kakuri-san, Kakuri-san, what about the other girls in this room? The coin doesn't move. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Do you want to know the date of your own death? Don't you want to know the date of your... Yeah, like some piece of paper and a coin's gonna tell me that. You looked pretty scared earlier. Shut up. As I moved away, Yuri grasped. Salty, we haven't properly finished the game yet. There's a certain procedure. There's no point. He's already broken the finger on the coin. Finger on the coin loose. Oh, what do we do? Sorry, Yuri. I'll be coming back to help you guys finish in a bit. You better hurry up, Salty. Uh-oh. Whew. Finally out of the club room. Can't believe that game actually scared me. Although I'm curious to know who it was who rigged the game. It had to have been rigged, right? The bathroom is pitch black when I open the door, save for the faint moonlight glint off the bathroom mirror. The crash between the darkness and the shining glass dazzles me for a moment until I notice it. The dark figure within the glass that's standing completely still. All the urban legends that I've heard of involving mirrors begin to rush through my head. Some instinct inside me stops me from moving, as if doing so would stop me from being noticed. I don't ever dare to take a breath. As my eyes start to water from the lack of oxygen, the figure in the mirror seems to start wavering as well. Crap, crap, crap! Can't take it anymore. As I bend over to take a wheezing breath, the figure ducks down as well. Huh? Is that my reflection? Scanning my surroundings, I quickly jump to the light switch and flick it on as fast as possible. You're dumb, Salty. The fluorescent light overhead flickers to life, confirming my suspicions. I glare at my reflection and then snort. Lucky that no one else was there to see that. I slam the stall door shut on compulsion, as a sign of bravado to myself, I guess. Cringing at the shockingly loud echo of the door reverberating around the bathroom, I can't help but remain quiet now. The frigid tap water of the sink reminds me of Yuri's icy hands during the game. I should probably hurry back. That was perhaps the most nerve-wracking trip to the bathroom I've ever taken. I shake my head. Snap out of it, Salty. All those stories aren't real. Ghosts aren't real. It's awful quiet inside the club room. Wonder what witchcraft the girls are up to now. Stepping into the classroom, a pang of fear and adrenaline shoots through my heart. First glance, the girls seem to have disappeared. But I quickly realize they haven't disappeared. They're all collapsed on the floor and desks. Oh, very convincing, guys. Yeah, I totally believe that you're all actually dead. Very funny. A slight rustling gets my attention. Something in my peripheral vision moves on the Kakuri-san paper. Curiously, I amble over. You shouldn't. You should never have come. What? Why is the coin spelling this out? Wait, more importantly, how is the coin moving by itself? My mind flashes back to what Yuri said before I left. We hadn't properly finished the game. This better not be a freaking ending. If all this time to get into Yuri's pants and I get killed by a freaking ghost, I'm gonna get pissed. This was a certain procedure that we were supposed to follow. But what happened if you don't do all that? Hold on. It's not like ghosts are real, though. Right? Well, she didn't say it was a ghost. She said it was like a spooky spirit or something. They must be playing a prank on me right now. Right? I reached down to shake Monica's shoulders. She's lying prone on the floor, and I can't help but feel a dread that her body will be cold. So I start to reach down, I freeze. Are those her boobies? Are those footsteps outside? No one else is supposed to be in the school, right? In a panicked state, I scan the bodies on the floor. All the girls are here, so the footsteps grow louder and louder. They don't sound normal. Almost like they're shuffling or dragging along. Is this real? Am I starting to hear things now? Blood rushing through my ears is drowning out the sound of the footsteps. Where are they now? I can't tell. Are they close by? Should I hide? How much time until they reach the club room? I can't tell. Crap, crap, crap. I throw myself to the floor, squeezing my eyes shut. The sound of my heart humming in my chest. It's almost deafening. Over the drumming of my heart, I hear it. The footsteps stopping right outside the club room. Please, 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 don't open the door. As the door rattles open, there's an awful, sickening silence. Until someone or something breathes. Some kind of raspy gurgling. And a low, deep vocalization. Something that sounds off, as if someone had warped the sound in a computer program. Something completely and utterly unnatural that raises the hair on the back of my neck. I thought I was going to say poop. Poo. 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 I feel absolutely paralyzed. My muscles are tense, my jaw aching from me clenching it shut in nervousness. Before I relax, the adrenaline running through my body will immediately give me away with my trembling. As the sweat trickles down the side of my head, I hear it drawing near. Puh. 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 A warm moistness settles on my neck as if something was breathing over me. Dare not to even breathe. The idea of breathing and the fetid smell of its breathing nearly triggers my gag reflex. Am I just imagining this? I can't be, can I? Can't think of any way that this could all just be a simple prank. There's no way any of the girls could have manufactured this, being that feels wrong to its... There's no way any of these girls could have manufactured this, being that feels wrong to its very core. The temptation to satisfy my curiosity and look at whatever hovers over me is almost overpowering, but an instinct deep within demands that I keep my eyes shut. I can't help but feel a dread that something horrific will happen if I look up. All I think I do is pray for this thing to go away. Please go away. Please go away. Please go away. Maybe this mantra can help me drown out the sheer fear I'm feeling. While silently chanting my mantra over and over in my head, I realize that the room has gone quiet. Suspiciously quiet. It's too soon to move, isn't it? I'll give it 5 minutes until I peek out at the room. Seconds turn to years, turn to decades. I can't tell how much time has passed. Well, you just left all your friends to die, you asshole. Can't tell how much time has passed, and given my panicked state of mind, I don't trust myself to judge the time well. Feels like an hour has passed, but it's probably more like a minute or two. Maybe it's been 5 minutes. Should I open my eyes? Should I? It better not be a jump scare. Hold on, shouldn't I be getting help from the others soon? But if something happens to me, I can't get help for them anyway. What do I do? How much longer should I hold out for? I can't believe that this is actually happening. I've gone insane, haven't I? Do I dare open my eyes? I strain to hear something, anything, but it's completely silent. Do I dare? Do I? Maybe I should, if only to end this torment. Screw it. I cautiously open my eyes, the smaller bits peeking out from behind the... Open my eyes, the smallest bit peeking out from behind a curtain of lashes. Nothing's here. Just an empty classroom. A wave of relief cascades through my body as quietly as I dare, I let out the breath I've been holding in. I lay there for a bit, breathing heavily. Slowly get up and walk over to Monica and desperately shake her. In my hysterical state, I can't help but think that she's probably dead. Monica! Monica, please wake up! Your face. Monica? My what? You should have seen your face. She sits up, emerald eyes tearing up from mirth. What, do you think we were actually dead? Her laughter fills the room as the other girls also sit up. I'm sorry for scaring you twice in one night, Salty. But as you said, it is Halloween. This whole thing was just a prank? The board, the footsteps, Of course! Yuri told me about Kakuri-san a week before Halloween, so I was able to rig the answers. It wasn't a ghost or anything like that, dummy. Sayori would have said that Kakuri-san was right no matter what. Sayori wouldn't have said that Kakuri-san was right no matter what answer Monika made to give. And the footsteps? There's some little speakers that I hid outside the classroom. Sayori had the idea to pre-record some footsteps and send them to me, so we couldn't make it sound like there was something coming. I sigh as all the tension leaves my body. At least there was a rational explanation for all of this. As the other girls laugh, I can't help but join in. Yeah, they got me fair and square. Ah, they got us. I didn't know what was going on, to be honest with you. I thought maybe, like, this was just going to be like a, you know, like its own little short story or something. Haha, okay guys, I'll admit. Well played, you got me good. I'm curious though, how'd you get another person to agree to this? Huh? What do you mean? Come on guys, the game's up. I know it was just a prank. No, seriously, what do you mean? Are we really going to keep up the joke? You know, the guy who came inside when I was on the floor. He was all gurgly and raspy and kept making those noises. Like he was saying, well, I'll sound dumb when I try to mimic him, but it was something like, puh. Salty, what are you talking about? We didn't ask anyone else to help out. After all, we couldn't take the risk of someone reporting that we trespassed. Indeed, Monika's ruse was simply to rig the Kakuri-san ritual and use the speakers. Who are you talking about? As far as we're concerned, we're the only ones in the building. What? You guys are completely serious now? The girls all nod at me. The only thing I did was deliberately move the coin around while I was touching it and rigged the speakers. Nothing else. That's right. Sayori, you swear that you're telling the truth? I am. I mean, I am. Sayori would never lie like that to me, so that means... Wait, so you guys didn't hear it? They all exchanged look of bewilderment. Am I actually losing my mind? Like Yuri said, I'm pretty sure it's just us in the building. You're honestly telling me you didn't hear anything? The girls share a look of alarm. Salty, relax. There's nothing there. It's okay. Yeah, even if there was some spooky ghost, I would have kicked its butt. The tinge of humor, along with Sayori's reassurance, helps me calm down a little. I'm not exactly convinced, but if the others didn't see or hear anything, and they were in the same room, they must have just imagined it. How would they know that he would go use the restroom, though, you know? And mess the ritual up. Right. Okay, everyone. It's getting late. Let's clean up and call it a night. Yay! I used to think that I'd grow out of Halloween, but today made me realize that anyone can enjoy it. Horror can be fun. Maybe I'll talk to Yuri more about this stuff. You okay? Yeah, I'm good. I was just thinking about the Ouija board. The thing really got to you, huh? I was a little scared too, even though I knew Monika was behind it all. Anyway, I'll see you in school tomorrow. Good night. See you, Sayori. As I turn and walk home, I can't help but laugh. Yeah, those girls got me good. I never saw that coming. And the bit where the coin was moving by itself was really good too. Wait, Monika only said that she rigged the actual ritual, not that she moved the coin around afterwards. Not to mention there's no way she could have moved it when she was on the floor. The coin, the entity. So does that mean... I take it back. I hate Halloween. Spooky. Okay, I think that's gonna be it for tonight. Thank you guys for joining me. I enjoyed that. That was pretty cool. So, what's up? Okay, there we go. We did it! We survived! I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you later. Be safe. Bye-bye.